Video games are one of the nation's favorite pastimes. On average, Americans 8 to 18 years old play video games for 13.2 hours per week. They come in plenty of types, from strategy games to modern warfare and many more. We're all guilty of playing some, and arguably becoming a bit frustrated. But how many of your decisions of the game are made by your own free will, and how much of it is controlled, without you even realizing it? Hi, I'm Stephanie Snow, and I'm going to talk about operant conditioning in video games. Let's start with some history. What is operant conditioning? It's a form of learning first published by Jerzy Konorski and made popular by the words of B.F. Skinner, a psychologist famous for his Skinner box. Skinner was born in Pennsylvania in 1904 and attended Hamilton College in New York, where he planned to become a writer. He later attended Harvard University after receiving his B.A. in English Literature in 1926, where he would later research, teach, and eventually become a prestigious board member. He invented his prototype for the Skinner box, a well-known conditioning box, while he studied at Harvard. His friend, Fred Keller, convinced Skinner he could make an experimental science from the study of behavior. This led Skinner to join Keller, and they created different tools for small experiments. John B. Watson's behaviorism led Skinner to graduate with a degree in psychology and invent his own operant behaviorism. Now, on to the Skinner box, or operant conditioning chamber. It allowed experimenters to study behavior conditioning, or training, by teaching a subject animal to perform certain actions, in response to specific stimuli such as light or a sound signal. When the subject correctly performs the behavior, the chamber mechanism delivers food or another reward. In some cases, the mechanism delivers a punishment for incorrect or missing responses.
The first task was to isolate an individual piece of behavior and see how that could be changed. Skinner did this by keeping individual pigeons at about 3/4 of their normal weight, so that the birds were always hungry, and food could be used as an automatic reward.
Main thing is what we call schedules of reinforcement. Reinforcement is what the layman calls reward, and you can schedule it so that a reward occurs every now and then when a pigeon does something. We usually use a response with a pigeon pecking a little disc, a little spot in the wall, and you can reinforce with food, but you don't reinforce every time. Perhaps every 10th time, or perhaps only once every minute or something like that. There are a very large number of schedules.
Now, how does this relate to video games? The game makers give the player two options and give rewards for one, while giving punishment for the other. This lets them lead the player exactly into what scenario they want it to go. Punishment can take place in any form, whether it be a vibrating controller or, in the case of the esteemed game Assassin's Creed, a noise in certain light that are showed when one alerts the guards that automatically conditions the player not to let it happen again. Needless to say, Skinner would be very proud of how we're using his method. Who knows, maybe in a few years the controller will actually shock you. It's a brave new world,
In other words, by discovering the causes of behavior, we can dispose of the imagined internal cause. We dispose of free will as an American divine of the 18th century, Jonathan Edwards, did. He said, we believe in free will because we know about our behavior, but not about its causes. And of course, it's the object of a science of behavior to discover causes. And once you have found those causes, there is less you need to attribute to an internal act or will, and eventually I think we need to attribute nothing to it.